yeah, that's the grow light. How does this thing go on like that?
Just like, I just put it down on my pillows I'm holding.
Okay. Oh. Oh. Should I just hold it like a little mini microphone?
You could.
Maybe I will. Maybe I won't. We'll see.
Okay.
Yeah. Can you get this? Oh, it's this way. Guys, you weren't supposed to see this part. This is me getting ready. This is my studio team didn't show up today. Okay. That's good? Like that works?
I think so.
Okay.
But I like your pillow, so.
Okay. All right.
Good. Okay.
Testing 1, 2, 1, 2. We'll never know if it's working or not.
No, we won't. We're not going to know. We're not going to know. I gotta turn this off because it will totally distract me too. Okay. You ready?
Mm-hmm. Ready as I've ever been. Take it away, friend.
So this is episode 1, and we have not rehearsed. We have no script. We just have an idea of some questions, and we have the cocktails. Cheers. And we have our snacks, and we're going to do what we can and see what happens. The cocktail that if you're looking for, it is on the Instagram, the whole recipe, and it's pretty tasty.
It's actually very good.
Yeah. It was a shot in the dark and let's try it.
We've got a little rosemary from my garden. That's a little intertwined with this episode.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And so this is Katie. For those who don't know me, I'm Jenny from Alive and Thriving. And this is Katie, and we work together. Katie is a physician assistant in the emergency department. She is also, in no particular order, woman, friend, daughter, cousin, wife, mother, leader. She's technically my boss, which is...
She was my boss when I started, and now I'm her boss. So who's laughing now?
Yeah. Kind of an all-around like good human, and I guess we could throw entrepreneur in there as well.
Yeah, God, started that misguided approach.
So, and also, you have a master's degree,
Mm-hmm.
a bachelor's degree, a master's degree. You are from outside of Chicago.
Outside of Chicago, the Midwest claims me for sure.
And went to school in Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
Now living in Virginia.
Mm-hmm.
So you've been different places too. You didn't just stay in one spot.
I sure have. Yeah. I was born in Wisconsin, actually.
Oh.
I know. We moved around probably every 3 or 4 years growing up.
Oh.
I know. You're learning about me already.
I know. You had to take notes.
I know. I lived in South Carolina and Michigan, Illinois, and Ohio growing up. So we were always kind of moving around. My dad kind of started as a very kind of lowly food scientist for Oscar Mayer Wieners, shout out. And he, through a lot of hard work and a lot of gumption on his part, and my mom kind of taking control of our family, kind of kept on being promoted, and it led to us moving a lot.
And I did forget that as an adult, house grown up, her husband also works emergency medicine, but he was in the military. So at one point you were a military wife as well.
Yeah. Check that one off too.
Yeah. So there's a lot of things.
Yeah.
lot of transitions, another big transition coming up for you.
Yeah, it's a exciting one though, and one, yeah, that I don't know. I don't know. I think I know what you're talking about, but like,
Yeah,
you know,
I'm sure you do. But just another big transition.
yeah.
And from the outside, so to be fair, when I said I was going to do this, Katie said, I'm going to be your first guest. And she had no idea what the topic was going to be, and neither did I. And I came up with a bunch of topics, and I was like, hey, remember how you said you wanted to be the first guest? And she said, yes, I do. I really do. And so it actually worked out really well because it's talking about when everything's going well, everything's going great, it looks easy, it looks good, but you still don't feel right, like something isn't right. And then also a lot of times from the outside, women are always doing more, and not feeling like they're doing enough. And then there's always those people who look like they have it all together. Yeah. And my personal opinion is that no one has it all together.
No.
That's my opinion.
I completely concur on that.
Yeah.
You can't really live life perfectly, and the pursuit of perfection kind of leads you to miss the really good and the really happy, and you only get one life. You kind of have to enjoy the mess and enjoy the journey. It's funny, we were talking, I'm going through a big transition, and when you're in your 20s or kind of in your teens, all you want to do is be successful, right? You want to get into the right school. Whoa, little reflexes. You want to get into the right school, then you want to get into the right grad school, and like you are like running full pace to like feel like you've made it a little bit. But no one tells you when to stop. And I think as millennial women, who kind of had our moms kind of, you saw, like didn't have the opportunities that we had, and their moms didn't have the opportunities, you kind of feel like it's owed to kind of do everything. Be the CEO, be the mom with 5 kids. And in this weird 2026 world that we live in, like people give off the perception like that they can do that with ease. And I think it's really, really easy to strive for everything and start kind of losing yourself in the process.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
And so would you say, you touched on like teens and 20s. When you were in your teens and 20s, is what your life is now what you thought it would be?
Yes, actually.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. Me at 18, I don't even think, I never like wished I was going to be married or wished I kind of had this. I had a very like awesome upbringing with like a traditional mom, dad. I was the third of 4 kids, so I was very much a go with the flow kind of person. I never really, things kind of came around and they're like, do you want to do this or this? And I'm like, this, no muss, no fuss kind of thing. And I don't know where I was going with that.
Well, you thought your life was this is what you like?
Yeah. Well, it's funny. I kind of like have a secret like bone to pick, because my best friend growing up, I specifically remember this to this day. We had gone to her older sister's house who was in college. And, you know, she was like at a college party and we were going like senior year. Sorry, Mom. We went to the older sister's party and she's sitting there with me and we're talking. And I had like gotten kind of my words mixed up and she was like, don't worry, Katie, you're just going to be a doctor's wife one day. And that stuck me hard because, you know, I've never kind of thought that my life was going to be about like who I married or kind of that kind of thing, how I was getting my status. My success was going to be because I'm fucking smart and I'm tough as nails and I can persevere and I'm motivated. And I don't know. Thank you, Cassie Jensen. But but that really stuck with me. Like I still remember that to this day. And I was like, I have like more than just a pretty face. Like I have a lot more to me than kind of what a boy wants in me kind of thing. So it's very ironic that I ended up being a doctor's wife.
It is. Yeah.
I would just like to say that I was the medical practitioner before my husband.
This is also true.
Yeah. He was in his 3rd year of medical school when I graduated PA school. So, you know, if you want to marry a doctor, don't marry him at the beginning of medical school. It's a long road.
To the end of residency.
Yeah, exactly. But I don't know, that got a little mixed up. But I knew I wanted kids. I didn't know exactly what I wanted to do. I thought for a long time I wanted to be a physical therapist because my older sister was a physical therapist, and like, you know, a younger sister just wants to be like her older sister. So I knew I didn't want to do business because I had no care in the world about how money went together, how numbers on a spreadsheet got figured out. I knew I wanted to be like a people-facing kind of thing. But I really didn't know I wanted to be a PA until kind of, I don't know, the end of college when the counselor was like, you know, it seems like you don't want to do business. You want to do healthcare. Do you see yourself as like the boss with all the responsibility and all of the final says? Or do you see yourself like in the middle, okay with giving a little bit of kind of the power away, but also not having all the responsibility? And I was like, check. There we go. And PA school is really hard. And getting in was really hard. And there was a lot of humbling moments there. And so I think you kind of barrel towards being successful, or that kind of idea of successful that you have in your mind. But no one kind of tells you what to do when you get there. You know what I mean? And when to stop. And when to like stop trying to be the best kind of thing.
Yeah. Do you find yourself, I would say you're successful, like highly functioning, successful person. Do you find that you ever, or women that you see, do you have struggles? Or do you think it's easy peasy and it looks good? Or as you said earlier, it's like we see everyone's real.
Yeah.
Like
I think like more money, more problems, more success, more complex problems, right? I think if you're lucky enough to work hard enough to be successful, there's a lot of really amazing things that happen, but it's never like the like highlight reel that you imagine it to be, you know? There's, you know, like, I don't know, anything that you do, and I have friends kind of in various states of success, and I feel like we all kind of settle on the same anxieties, the same problems. Like, you know, success can't fix like worrying if you're a good mom or not. Success can't fix like I don't know, just like the anxiety that you're not doing enough.
You're talking like professional success?
Yeah, yes. Like, even though like I've got a great job by any standards and I'm very successful, like that doesn't mean that you're still the same person on the inside. And so you still have to find your self-worth on the inside, no matter how high you go, in my opinion.
And if you didn't have your job tomorrow, would you still say you're successful?
God, I'd be more successful because my life would be great at that point. But it's funny. I think you can I was thinking about this podcast and doing this with you, and I was like, you can live so many different versions of successful. But at the end of the day, you got to like pick a couple that matter, and you got to kind of decide where your true north is a little bit. Growing up, my mom was a homemaker. She was super intelligent. My mom and dad met in undergrad, and she was like the president of every club and like so intelligent. And, she ended up giving up her career to stay home with us. And that was very common kind of in that generation.
But your father's professional career would not have been so successful if she didn't do that.
1000%. And kind of more importantly, like our family wouldn't have been successful. And like that was her true north. Like that's always been her true north. But it's interesting how things skip generations, right? Like I grew up seeing how big of an impact my mom had. Happy Mother's Day to all the moms this weekend. How big of an impact she had on my life and how like much she did and how hard she worked. But then like, when my dad retired, like he had 3 different parties for his retirement and all the accolades that like he had achieved in his professional career was like celebrated. And like, I saw like this, like, silent, like, my life was smaller, because I like stayed home and I did this for my family, and seeing her go through that like made me know that I wanted to work outside the home too, because she's insanely intelligent, strong human being, but like it's hard to like gauge that when you live your whole life on the inside of a house, which so many people did for so long. And I felt like she had put so much into me that like it was my kind of duty to take everything that she kind of taught me to, be a successful, badass woman that like she wasn't able to be because she decided like raising 4 kids was more important, which is like unbelievable and like why we're all doing so well. And so I knew that like I wanted to work, and this is kind of going back to like what you were talking about, like if I quit my job, like I do have a lot of self-worth in my job, and it comes from kind of that, knowing that like I love my kids and I love being a mom, but like I change lives, like I help people. And it's incredible. And like having that kind of where I can do that kind of for the next 30 years, kind of I love. And it does bring me a lot of self-worth and a lot of joy. Like, like I always tell kind of all the new grads that I train, like, you can have your problems that you come to work with and you forget them all because you work in the emergency department and people are having worse days. and you could be like the warm, friendly face, and help people. And so it's a big part of who I am. I think the whole magic word is balance, right? It's all a balancing game and figuring out kind of what your true north is and kind of what your big building blocks are and what the little sand is.
And how do you balance? I have my answer from looking from the outside.
Yeah.
But
I learned the hard way, like I never, I've now been a clinical leader for the past 5 years. And I never saw myself as a leader. I'm a third child. I'm quiet. I go with the flow. I'm just there to kind of do my job. No muss, no fuss. And I found myself like in a place that I could really make an impact with like, advanced practice providers or APPs, and like in a profession that I felt very strongly about, emergency medicine being like the safety net of the community. And so there's always this like, I had an amazing partner, an amazing marriage. Like he kind of was doing his thing, and was so supportive and so kind of like my biggest cheerleader, being like, yeah, if you're really passionate about this, like you should do it. And he kind of embraced like being very co-parent, like, like you have to have a meeting, like I will take the kids. And so I kind of threw myself into this, but I think the common female kind of fatal flaw is like, that imposter syndrome. Like I have to be doing everything perfect and at 110%, or I don't deserve that.
I have to check all the boxes before I can even apply.
Yeah. And like I have to do the extra credit for 3 different people before I feel worthy enough to hold this job and the honor it is to like help people through it. And I fell into that for a couple reasons, like my husband was so insanely supportive and like very empathetic and was like, yes, like if this means that much to you, let's kind of make it successful. And so I had his help. Like I have amazing family. I have amazing friends. Like, and so all the people in my life kind of made room for this, but it kind of grew too big, to the point where then kind of it was like there were no guardrails anymore. And it was like, listen, like I'm seeing my best friends kind of that I see once a year, and I have to go like sleep because I'm so exhausted from like the week I had, and I'm so stressed out about the stupid shit that's going on at work. And it took me like, like I am by no means an expert at this, but I feel like I can explain how I went wrong, which is like, trying to be perfect and exceed expectations at work should never come at the sacrifice of like all the people that you really care about. And the people you really care about will allow room because they love you and they want to see you shine and they kind of understand. But like, I think they're your best mirrors, and it's like the minute you realize you're not showing up for those people anymore, like is the minute you have to question like if any type of success or any type of like kind of work that you do is worth that.
Back to the building blocks.
Yeah, like you have one life and you have to decide what is the most important building blocks, right? Because they can't be everything. Like for me, it was like, you know, like we could like make this life, and I could make a really big impact, like in my career, and like be a badass and like do a lot of cool things. But like my kids are only young for so long, and like,
And they're pretty cool.
And they're kind of cool. And like, my husband's amazing, but like, why does he always have to feel like he's second fiddle to like my work? Like, if I lost my family and my kids, like none of that would make a difference. And so I think the big thing that kind of helped me put guardrails back on was like, what is the most important thing like that I cannot compromise on, and understanding and making the sad realization that you can't do it all.
I will say something I think you've done really well. And I had a patient at the clinic say something to me once, and she said, women build community. And I think for you, you moved here not knowing anyone but your husband.
Yeah.
And you built a community. Like you had both of your children here without any family around.
Yeah.
Fortunately, you both have family that can come in and friends that come in.
Yeah.
And you've always made time for that. And you did something which I know I personally struggle with, and I think other, maybe men, but definitely women struggle with, is asking for help or in whatever shape or form that comes in. But also, I struggle with this, and I finally given into it, but hiring someone to help, because you can't have two parents with two successful careers and raise good, stable children on your own.
Yeah.
And I've seen that like in other aspects of my life too. I think women struggle with that. Like they feel like it's a failure as a mom.
Yeah.
If you get a babysitter or you have someone, I mean, we work shifts. It's insane. Like they still need that like third constant. I remember when my niece, who's now almost 9, but
whoa, that's crazy. I remember when she was little. We were getting very old.
No, we're getting experienced. But I remember like my sister-in-law joking, like saying about having another one. Like she's like, another one? There's 6 of us adults for this one child and we're barely making it. And that's with the two parents, which are very, very co-parenting equally. Her brother very close by. I went up when she was a baby. My parents, her mom, everyone is so hands-on.
Yeah.
But it's hard to raise good, stable children and have a career.
It is. You have to give up some of that control. I think it's egotistical to believe that like you are the only one that can take care of your child. I think it's so, I mean, that's strong. Like if you feel like that, more power to you. But I've always had the feeling like they need everybody. They need all the personalities. They need all the experience. They need to know that this big group of people love them. And thank you for saying that. That's something that kind of because I knew that like I wanted a career, like, you know, there was going to be a mother-like figure in our life. And we have the best.
You do.
Yeah. We have the best nanny. She's been with us for 5 years. And she's like my right-hand woman. And she cooks better than me. She cleans better than me. She probably can get my kids to do things better than me. And like, that's power that I've given up. But like, it's me and her. It's like, it's female power, man. Like it does not feel like she's infringing on me at all. And I think for your sanity, if you decide to work full-time, you have to parent full-time regardless. And you also have to sleep. So
you have to sleep. And there's other things also with or without children, like whether you live in a studio or a large house or a small house or like a tiny house, like you still have to, whether partnered or not, you have to keep your house. Like that's another thing.
Yes.
And old fashioned is to fall on the woman as well.
Yeah.
Which is going by the wayside. Amen. Hallelujah.
Yep.
But also if you have a yard or if you have a pet.
Yes.
Like people, I feel like women feel like they're, again, failing if they ask for help or if they hire out.
Yeah.
But that's someone else's job. Like someone comes to my work because that's my job.
Yeah.
And this is their job.
Yeah.
So it's really all, like, it's okay to ask for help. It's okay to hire out. It's okay to say, no, I can't do that. Working on it.
What's that like? Not being a people pleaser? Never heard of it.
Two middle children sitting here.
Exactly. We're like, it's okay. No, we'll do it. We'll do it. We'll do it.
Fine. It's fine. No, it's fine.
Yeah.
I don't need that. It's my favorite. I don't need it. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fine.
I think as millennials and as people that have grown up, you know, we started in this kind of life where there was so much less comparison than there is now too. Now, like 5 minutes after I wake up, I've seen 17 kitchens that look nicer than mine. I've seen a morning routine that is more vigorous than mine. Like I've seen things that kind of like make you feel like you should be doing more. And that pervasive thought is so toxic.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, there's only so much time you have, and we are all human. Like I promise you, like, you know, like my grandma woke up and like that was a great life, you know what I mean? And I sometimes think about that and I'm just like, I wish our lives were smaller because kind of technology has made it feel crushing. Like it's almost too many choices, too much things that you could achieve, too many things that you can do. You know, like in the past probably 40 years, like anxiety and like depression and panic disorders have continued to quadruple and rise. I was looking at a statistic that was like 1 in 20 ER visits are probably somatic or related to anxiety.
So I was going to ask you your opinion. Like, do you see that, if you want to call it like the silent struggle, that trying to do it all, what does it look like when someone comes into the ER? And do you see it more in women or men?
That's a good question.
Thank you.
I like, you know, I've now been doing emergency medicine for 11 years and it is unimaginable to kind of the kind of onlooker how many people confuse kind of their mental anxiety with a physical complaint because a physical complaint feels easier to seek help for. 80% of people that come in with chest pain it's not due to your heart. And that is like the bread and butter, what we see every day. And like, part of my questions these days are like, what's going on? I saw 6 people in the last month and it was their birthday that day that they came. And it's like, how have we gotten to the point where like the expectations are so intense and like of what you should be or what you know, that you can't even enjoy that day because you feel like you should be doing something else, and it kind of leads to like terrible anxiety. Like we all kind of idolize holidays. Like what are Christmas is our #1 kind of mental health holiday.
Yeah.
Everyone comes in really struggling during the holidays.
Yeah.
So like when you come to the emergency department, you think you're coming for something physical, but it's unbelievable how many people are there because they're overwhelmed, they're stressed, and they've now developed kind of some sort of cortisol abnormality that is kind of leading to them having palpitations, not being able to sleep. I'll never forget, because this kind of ties into, even successful people struggle, and that shouldn't be your marker sometimes. Like, I had a guy in the ER, he was there for alcohol withdrawal, and he was like, stone faced, he's like, I own a investment banking company. I wasn't able to drink for the last 48 hours and I think I'm in withdrawal. And it was very matter of fact. He had his computer in there. He had made this coping mechanism for himself and he was very successful. And so there were so many kind of little hidden caveats that he was able to hide behind. But in the ER, like,
there's no hiding.
There's no hiding.
Yeah.
And so he was there and he was like, I drink kind of 12 glasses of wine a day. Yeah. And I was like, you are like the CEO of an investment banking company and you are also an alcoholic and like have very poor coping skills.
Yeah.
And that can happen really quick when you're on the road to success. Like when you see that as the only win, your health and your actual happiness and kind of the people you care about, if you're not careful, can really suffer.
Yeah, absolutely. And on the opposite side of that, I've read so many times about women being dismissed because they get told, oh, it's just anxiety. So like come in for chest pain.
Yeah.
So I personally tell them, look, maybe it is your anxiety, but I'm going to make sure it's not this, this, and this. And you'll know it's not these things causing your symptoms. But you really need to follow up with somebody. Like when everything comes back and it's fine, I'm like, look, these are real symptoms that you're having.
Yes.
Just because everything's coming back normal doesn't mean you're not having these symptoms.
And doesn't mean there's not something wrong. Right. I think our world is so like instant fixes. They want instant answers. And I tell all my patients in the ER, like, you're not having a heart attack today, but this was a good warning sign. It was a warning sign that like, we need to start looking into your health. Like your body will whisper to you and then tap on your shoulder and then shake you. You don't want to get to the place where it kind of makes you fall down.
Yeah. And that was actually the next question. It's like basically what I was going to say is that when you push yourself and push yourself and push yourself, whether it's physically, mentally, emotionally, at some point your body's going to break or your mind is going to break, which is part of your body. Like it's going to break.
Yeah.
Something's going to happen. And then you come and see us. And this is, like you said, it's a good warning sign that something needs to change.
Especially if all the tests are negative.
Right.
Like if all the tests are, thank God, like you are here because your body had a fight or flight response that made you feel like you were dying.
Yeah.
That's still not okay.
No.
Like me telling you that all the tests are negative doesn't mean that you're not okay. Wrong. Yeah.
Something is very wrong.
It's really hard in the kind of era that we're in where nobody has a primary care doctor, kind of everyone wants to go to kind of a doc in the box and get the test that they want. Like, I think there's something to, like, you have got to invest in your health in a way that isn't just when you think you're having a heart attack.
Right. And I think that's one of our privileges of knowing because we see it firsthand. Also, I think it's terrible, is that we know firsthand, it doesn't matter, like the CEO. It doesn't matter if you're the CEO or if you're unhoused or if you used to be a teacher, your life can change in an instant.
Yep.
And if your health, if you do not take care of your health, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
What you have.
Your percentage just goes up with the longer you delay kind of making positive changes in your life. So like your stress and not exercising and not kind of treating your body right, like leads to cardiovascular disease. And it won't happen today.
Right.
And you might feel anxious today, but like you in 20 years will wish that you kind of made the changes now. Because you don't feel them. Your brain kind of controls things, but your body at the end of the day is how you function, and you don't want to neglect it.
Yeah. And when people are sick, they want nothing else. They want their people, they want someone next to them, and they want to feel better.
Yeah.
They don't, so like back to your like professionally, what is success worth? Like, yes, we want that professional success. We have those markers.
Yeah.
But not at the cost of health or happiness or the ones who mean the most to you.
Yeah. It is unbelievable how many high-powered people I've seen that have like had terrible health kind of concerns, like, you know, like even in healthcare, like, and you kind of like dampen it down because you're like, you know, like what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. And there's a certain stigma that like it might have gotten a little bit better, but like it is really hard for people without evidence, right? Like it's funny in the ER, like people want a positive strep test because they're like, that physically shows that I was right and that I do deserve to be sick. You deserve to rest. Right. If your body and your mind are telling you that you need a nap, you don't need a test. You need to rest. And I think kind of focusing on the way your body feels and your mind feels and trying to become more in touch with that, like, is something that I think our generation in the world of constant stimulation, you have to grasp to continue to be successful, to continue to like kind of live in this world without having a physical or mental breakdown. You know what I mean? Like you can't do it all. And your life can't be Instagram perfect every single day.
It's never Instagram perfect.
No.
You know? Like,
I
mean, part of the idea of doing this live, and I can see like there are people.
Oh, yay.
But part of doing this live is that there's no edit. Like this isn't perfect. I mean, yes, your house is beautiful. Your house is always beautiful. It's always welcoming and warm. And it happens to be very clean today, which, you know, like
the cleaners came today, but there was me this morning, like running around this place like a crazy person. Yeah. In my sweatpants without a bra, like grabbing all the trash from the kind of corners. And like, we as women, we as a society should talk about that more, you know? Like, absolutely. I think like things being presentable and nice is great, but it's not worth it if it's at the cost of your kind of mental sanity. And like, it's not every day. Like we all have a face, kind of the I'm fine face for kind of the world. But we all need rest. Like no matter who you are, no matter if you're kind of the CEO, white coat businessman, like even those tough people, like have vulnerabilities. And it's okay to like eat a pint of ice cream on your couch or like take a mental health day or say no to like a couple obligations just to, like yesterday, it happened, my husband works in healthcare. I work in healthcare. Both of my kids are in school. I've got a kindergartner and a first grader, and they're kind of both in their activities. And my daughter came home, and it was a beautiful day. And I had bought this really cool, Instagram had completely got me. In that, like, it was a sandcastle kind of building kit, and like now, like the things that are like coded for you just like find you, like in this like technology world. And I was so excited about it, but like it came and it sat on our stairs for like a week. And I told my daughter about it, and she was like, Mom, we got to go take that sandcastle out to the beach. And I had about 1,700 other things to do, and I had 1,700 other stressors. And Paul, sorry, that's my husband's name, had come home from work and was like exhausted. And my son had baseball practice. And it was her kind of adamance. She had packed snacks. She had put drinks in the cooler. She was like, guys, we got to go have a beach day. We got to make this cool sandcastle thing. And she had it all set up. And then she bugged the hell out of both of us. Paul was like, I have emails to write. I have phone calls to make. Like, just please give me a second. We both finally were like, because she's like kind of insatiable. It's just kind of her personality.
I think she's great.
I know. She's exactly kind of what you need. I think that's what you get, kind of thing. But because of that, we all went out to the beach, like all four of us, and we're sitting there, and it was like the prettiest day. And if you look back at why you wanted the life that you wanted and why you work so hard for the things that you have, and it's like, this is why.
Right.
And if you stress out too much and do too much, like
you miss it.
It goes fast.
Yeah.
Because
she's not gonna
want to do that for very often.
Yeah. They're not gonna know that how important those emails are, but they're gonna know that you didn't go to the beach.
Yeah. And we had like the best time. And it was beautiful. And it reminded me of like, every spring going to the beach when they've been growing up here. And like, I think you can never, like, the pursuit of perfection is such a fool's errand. And your health like is involved in that, Absolutely. Like, I feel like so much of what we need to do these days is moderation of everything. I think a huge piece of kind of mental sanity in a successful world, if you're kind of working, is finding respite and knowing that you kind of are owed rest and you're owed pauses. And like, if that comes in the form of like meditation, if it comes in the form of a podcast that's trashy or a Bravo show, like, don't feel bad about that. As women, like, you just busted your ass all day. You saved 10 lives. You just kind of cleaned the kitchen. Like, watch your show, whatever you want to watch. Yeah. Like, it doesn't, and like, as women, it's just always like, oh, we could be doing more. We could be doing this. We could be doing that. And I think it takes away from like the unbelievable kind of impact we make on a day-to-day basis. And I'm trying to feel that in my bones myself.
I'm going to go way back to something you were saying about the CEO and the white coat and the professional. I would like to point out that none of those people are successful by themselves.
Yeah.
That's the other thing is I think that gets missed is that someone will say, I'm a self-made millionaire. Well, you're not.
No.
No one is self-made.
No.
No one is self-made. No one succeeds on their own. No one is successful on their own, whether it's from a young age and it was a parent or a teacher or an aunt.
Hell yeah.
It's
or their mom. Like,
yeah.
I don't know, community and relationships
Mhm.
at the end of the day, like, are all you have.
Right.
And I thought about that a lot, like, in kind of
like, weather is weird and anything can be wiped out at any time.
Yep.
Anything.
Yeah.
We'll probably still have to go to work.
Sucks. So true.
And then my other question for you was, and this is the part where you can tell what you want or not. Have you ever found yourself where you didn't take rest and all of a sudden your body and your life did it for you? Like you had no choice, like you had to make a change. Like something smacked you up in the face.
Yeah, I did. And that came at me like a mag truck that I never saw coming.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like I have been so fortunate in my life to be healthy. Mm-hmm. And I didn't kind of grow up with any chronic medical problems. Mm-hmm. But holy shit, the minute you hit like your 30s, mid 30s,
I still think you're 28.
Yeah, thank you. I love that for you. That's why I'm doing this podcast. But like, the warning signs for me like hit a couple years ago. Like I started a leadership position in a stressful healthcare role as a mom of 2 and developed an autoimmune disorder. And I will be damned if that is not something that I see in patients all the time. If you do not think stress is related to your immune system and your immune system can go on overdrive, I developed blisters all over my skin, all over my legs.
And even still.
Yeah.
Was it hard for you to slow down?
Yes.
No.
I
watched it firsthand.
Yes.
And I
had big old blisters coming and I would still come to work and say,
I'm fine. I just have a little eczema.
Yeah.
It's
fine.
Just a little rash.
Yeah, exactly.
It's fine.
I had like my skin peeling off. I think it's, I don't know. It's really hard to connect your mind to your body and your everyday kind of health routine. And when you're young, you feel like you can cheat it all the time. You
Absolutely.
can kind of stay up all night, and you can for a couple of days.
I cannot, never could.
But kind of the older you get, like it catches up with you at some point. And I developed a terrible autoimmune disorder, probably from stress. And that still didn't do it for me. Mm-hmm. I still was like good, staunch, waspy German. I was like, you know, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Just kind of keep going, keep working. And I don't know, like you kind of look back and you're like, I ran a marathon 10 years ago and like I haven't worked out in like 5 years.
Yeah.
Like I used to love like doing yoga and breathing and doing all that stuff. And like
I used to run.
Yeah, I sit at a computer now. Like I can't run a mile. And it's like at the end of the day, if you like take things away, like, is it still worth it? And that's kind of what forced me to kind of, it was a hard intervention. I was a staunch in there. Like it took kind of, honestly, the true north of like my life, like my very best friends, my mom, kind of, and Paul, my husband, who like doesn't have a selfish bone in his body and like was like, I think this is killing you. And it's not like it's killing me, it's killing you. and like I will support you till the end. And he's a little feminist, and he's like women.
I'm just really happy you like the cocktail that I made.
I know. My husband.
That's like a huge compliment. It's like the highest honor.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go put a gold star on my fridge.
And he's an amazing chef and an
Yes.
amazing cocktailsman, and also a good doctor. It's annoying. He's good at everything.
Yeah, but I also will flip gears just a little bit. Is that I also think that your relationship with him is because I'm not going to give all of your life away, but I know he's not the first boyfriend you've ever had. And
shocking.
I know. Cray. I know he's not the first boyfriend you ever had, and I know that you've had some really trying, unfair relationships in the past.
Yeah.
I know you've not been treated in the queen manner you should have, which should just be
so true.
I mean, it should be a standard.
In your 20s, you just fucking put up with that. Yeah. It's terrible.
And sometimes your 30s and sometimes your 40s, you know. But like,
again, being the third child, being like,
right, like, but I'm supposed to do this. Like, it'll be fine. I'll just do a little bit harder. But I think with women or men who choose a partner, you make sure that's the partner that's going to support you, and you can support them.
Yeah. Because
there is no more of the 1950s stay at home only.
No.
Like, man is man, woman is, that's no longer a thing.
Yeah.
So choose wisely with who your life partner is going to be and who you're going to have children with.
God, that's a weighted statement.
Yeah.
It's funny. I was just like talking to two of my best friends last night who I have been ignoring for the last month, and was finally like, we're talking and we're having this like good time and kind of complaining about life, which is so therapeutic and amazing. Yeah. Like, just
long-term
just having like there is a part of mental health that is just having a small knit community that says, me too. Mm-hmm. That's exactly what I'm going through. Mm-hmm. And having it in a forum that you don't feel judged, like, it saves me, Mm-hmm. Like, I can move through my life and move mountains, but like, I need a select group of people that like know every weakness I've ever had, like, that know me, like, and will love me despite like all of my like horrific defects. Yeah, I know. Well, no, yeah. But I think to be successful in this day and age, like, despite kind of the world we live in and how kind of more remote and virtual it is, it's so important to still have your people in your village, in your community. Because in my mind, that kind of like saved me. I was kind of like drowning a little bit, and they were like, listen, you've really ignored us for a while, but we're going to bring you back, and we still love you, and you're kind of way more than this stupid job. I've known you your whole life, and kind of, you are not the person that you were like 5 years ago. And I think that hopefully, like, I don't know, that's who I want. Like, if I lose this job, like, I don't think it would be as dire as like losing all my village.
Right. And then I guess that would be the answer to, how do you reset your people?
Yes. You talk to them who know you better than you know yourself, and you kind of sit there and you go, to me, like, to be completely honest, I went back. I was forced, due to stress and fatigue and just chronic kind of, I can't do it all, and overtiredness. Like, okay, if I had to get through this day, what are the things that I have to do? What are the things that matter? And it kind of, like, I only get one shot at being a mom of a 6 and a 7-year-old. And I, at the end of the day, like want to look back in like 30 years with my husband and have like the best relationship ever and laugh about all the shit that we went through in our 30s and 40s. And like, if I'm not the best boss ever, like, and I don't answer 7 emails and put out 3 fires today, like, I have to know that I'm like still a good person if I don't do that, and I have to put it down. Like, I think I learned that the very hard way. Like, you know, I imposter syndromed all the way to the top and then was like, I can't maintain this. And I don't know. And then you're just kind of like, what does it all matter if like the inside isn't good?
Yeah, very true. What would you say to someone who was struggling? Like they feel like everything, if you look at them, everything is fine, but on the inside, they're still struggling. What would you say to them?
I would say I'm that person. Don't ever feel like you alone are the one that can't do it. We are all in it together, girlfriend, boyfriend. Like, sharing your struggles, sharing your vulnerability, it doesn't make you weak, it makes you strong. You don't have to deserve rest. You don't have to earn it. Like, if you kind of chronic fatigue, kind of palpitations, kind of can't slow down, those are warning signs for your body that like your cortisol levels are insane. And you could only live on that for so long. Like, you really can know that kind of there's somebody that loves you and there's a village out there that does not care if you're a complete train wreck.
Everyone is a complete train wreck at some point.
Yeah, and like the idea of like everyone having their life together, like every day is like, I don't know, like I'm just, you know, winging it.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm winging it, and like if not every day is a good day.
Yeah.
Like today might be a day where kind of the schedule goes out the window and we all relax. And that makes me the person that I want to be tomorrow.
And what is something that you would say you're really good at?
Well, that's a hard question.
I know. That's why I knew. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Really good at?
Mm-hmm. As Katie, not as a physician assistant, not as a mom, not as a wife, not as like what's something Katie is really good at doing.
God,
for
I
Katie?
didn't know that one was coming. I've always like, I feel like I have a good eye for kind of people, and I'm very kind of attention to detail. Like, I can look at something and find like 7 different ways to describe it, and I'm empathic to a terrible degree where kind of I feel a lot of people's emotions. And so like I feel like I know how to make people comfortable and happy, and I get that from my mom. And it's a big deal to me. It's a big deal to kind of leave the world better than you found it, and leave people, places, animals, things better than you found it, and
even
beautiful.
though you're allergic to dogs.
Yeah. Exactly. Until we're ready, I'm still allergic.
And then what is something you wish you could do better for yourself?
I've got about 16 different journals. I think the idea of being able to pause and make space for yourself in a day is like so important, but so hard to put in action. And I wish, like I will go days where I'm like, my daughter's birthday, like I didn't shower today. I didn't brush my teeth today. Like those little things like that seem not important, like are rituals for yourself that are self-care that like are just as important as kind of, everything else that you do in the day. And I think putting self rituals in place that you feel like you're worthy of is something that I've always strived for.
And I guess that would kind of fall under like something you wish you did more of.
Yeah, I just wish I had better guardrails. I don't have any like routines. I'm a very like,
I think, in all fairness, we work shifts.
yeah,
It's
true.
really hard to do routines.
It's really hard to do anything every day in our life because every day is a little different.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
Like, what about like a fun thing that you wish you could have more time? If you had more time, you would do. If we lived that perfect life.
Yeah, I would love to write. When I was a kid, I loved writing, and I get that a little bit through like my emails and like my narratives to people, and I enjoy putting words together so much, and it means like words mean a lot to me. And like in 20 years, I always told Paul, like, he loves cooking. I love writing. I'm going to make little greeting cards in the front of the store of his like bed and breakfast kind of thing. Pie in the sky.
The house next door is for sale.
I know.
You can make that into a bed and breakfast.
That would be sick, actually, but I think the HOA would have a field day with that.
They might not like it. And what would you say to your younger self? Like teenage Katie.
Yeah, like why not you? Mm-hmm. Why do you feel like you're not ever good enough for that? Because I feel like as a woman in your 30s, you realize kind of you are well qualified, but under advocated for yourself. And I think this is a little, I don't know, sexist, I don't know, feminist of me, but like, men have been used to success and power as the standard for centuries. And it's still taking women kind of being successful and kind of shaking the imposter syndrome. Like I've seen so many mediocre men in well sought after positions, like you can do it and you're probably overqualified for it, and put yourself out there and honestly advocate for yourself, because like no one else is going to do that but your mother. Yeah, I would tell myself like, why not? Like, why can't you do that? Mm-hmm. Why do you think like you're not good enough to do that? Why do you think you're not smart enough to do that? Like, I think confidence is such a gift, and you don't find it as a woman until too late. Yeah. My daughter has it in spades.
That generation is so fun, and I know.
But
I think it's Like, I think our grandmothers probably thought that about our mother, our great grandmothers to our grandmothers to our grandmothers to our mothers to our mothers to us. Like, it's
Yeah.
always been a stepping stone.
Yeah.
And I think that's why my grandmothers liked me, because I never like followed the rules. And like they had to follow the rules.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I think all of like, it's funny. I was thinking before this podcast of like all of like the people like, you know, at the end of the day, you have to like decide your true north and you have to decide like what you want your life to look like. And like my biggest role models are like the badass women in my life. Like my grandma was like a badass in her own right, you know, in her own realm. It was like very like the home and but she ran a Christmas party, you know, and she ran a dinner party and it was unbelievable. And like those people paved the way. Like she was so intelligent and so organized. But like at that generation, no one ever thought that she could have run 3 businesses. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like the same thing with my mom. Like it's just we're in a generation now where you kind of have the we have the luxury of the option, right? Like, you know, my husband's not like, you should be home, like cooking. And that's a little, you can bite off more than you can chew. I can say that from experience. But it is like a stepping stone. And it's like, you know, our responsibility to like show what women are made of, but you don't have to try any harder than you are because men aren't trying that hard.
No. And I would also say that this is true for you, but as well is that just because you're professionally so successful and could go and do leadership roles or et cetera, et cetera, like you're still a good mother. You still know how to make cookies. You still know how to do arts and crafts. You still know, I'm pretty sure, I don't even know, but I bet you can sew a button. Like you're
kind of, my mom was a sewer.
But like, you know, like there's no, I don't think you have to choose. And we weren't raised with gender roles. My brother can do all the same things.
Yep.
Like we can do all the same things. You played sports.
Yeah.
You like do dance. Like you do.
My husband sews people up, so he can sew buttons on just like me.
Yeah.
And it's amazing. That's like the cool part about like the world we live in right now.
Right.
And you kind of gotta, but you can't do it all. Like
no,
you can't do it all.
No.
And you got to decide, you know, like there are only so many hours in the day. And like we were talking about earlier, like the days when you're in this crunch of life, they feel very short. Like, holy shit, how did the whole day go by? And I had all of these grand plans. Like,
I wanted to get X, Y, and Z done.
Yeah, I never in my wildest dreams as a third child that like hung around the house and made kind of ring chains thought that I would have the life where at 7 a.m. my day starts and like I'm scheduled for the entire thing. And that forces you to be very intentional about where you focus your time and your energy and your heart. And I think learn from me, like you can't do it all. And like at the end of the day, you got to pick kind of the things that matter the most. And then understand that like not doing 120%, like you're still worthy and you're still great and you're still contributing.
You're already doing way too much.
Yeah, you're contributing to your community and you're like probably still the better employee than like 7 of the guys there who think that they're God's gift. Like it's just wild that the imposter syndrome that women have in like their professional careers in a way that men like don't. I don't want to be so sexist, but like it's like thinking about it, like why not come home and be like, you did enough? Every woman, because they have that like nurturing spirit, is like, oh, well, I could have done this and I could have said this to this person. Like,
I will say that the what we do, and then people like in my outside life, the men who are receptive to women doing all the things and themselves doing all the things are actually better at their professional jobs and just better people. They really are.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Like, they really, really are. Like the whole like pounding the chest alpha male, I think, is way out the window. And
that's in my mind, like you're covering up for something, an insecurity of yourself.
But I feel like the new like alpha male is the one who embraces people who aren't exactly like them, whether it's what they look like, their gender, like whatever. And they're the ones who are really going to be pulling men and women, like those people who can work with others and accept others and learn from others and build that community. Like those are the ones that are gonna
realizing that the world has changed and it doesn't fit in a black and white box, and like that's really cool. We live in this multicolor world now that you kind of have to kind of get around, which is cool. Do you have questions on here?
I don't know. Like I don't even know if the thing is.
Audience, do you have any questions for us?
Do you have any last words of wisdom you want to give? There's that little box thing over there, and I don't know if that's like the questions because there's been people on the whole
time. Nope, I'm scared. I don't know. I don't want to. Oh,
I don't know.
Like that.
Oh my God. You can choose a sticker.
No. All right.
You see, like below it, like below the magic wand.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's it.
Like this. A 49-second short was uploaded to your channel. Uh-oh. That guy? Nope.
Oh, no.
No, don't allow full access to all your nudes. No, we don't want to do that.
There's a little box on the bottom left. Do you see that?
Oh, yeah.
What's that do?
Oh, I bet that's it.
Oh no.
Islam is the solution, sisters. Come on. Remember to guard your privacy. Well,
okay.
I don't know. Only the Islam guy said anything. Okay. Well,
okay. That's fine.
Please comment on the episode. We'll be around, and honestly, if you need a vending machine, I do sell them now.
That's another hat in the ring.
Yeah, and women supporting women.
We talked a long time. All right, there we go. Bye.